Hey everyone, I've been working with AAPEX for the last couple of months, but the day is finally here. Today we're going to check out the whole show. We're first going to start out at Joe's Garage, where they have a lot of live demos and stuff and a lot of equipment. You know me, I like my tools, so let's go check it out. So one of the things about AAPEX, it's not just a show. You actually have a lot of training sessions, they have live demos of a lot of tools, a lot of new stuff that's coming out, a lot of new products from all kinds of manufacturers as well. So it's more of an immersive experience. So the AAPEX show is really more like behind the scenes of the actual aftermarket automotive, the repair industry, people that own shops, the people that work in the shops, and the people that produce products and tools for all of the shops. So we're gonna get a whole overview look of everything, and we're starting here right in Joe's Garage, where they actually have some real lift setup. They have real-time demos of cars that are actually on and being worked on. So let's take a look at some of these new products. So for example, we have AutoLeap here, which is like a shop management software. We also have some scan tools that we use, Zen. And there's all kinds of different brands, different manufacturers, some that you've probably never even heard of. But you get to experience all that stuff here at the AAPEX show. Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good, how's it going?
So here we have a whole schedule of some of the events that are going on. We've got a lot of EV stuff. We've got a lot of things with Bosch, Texa, even a lot of garage, like actually in the bays, they're showing us a lot of the demos. So here we have some BG tools. It's pretty cool. This is a lot you're gonna see in actual shops. People that are offering transmission flushes and stuff like that. BG makes a lot of equipment for that. And here you get to try out some of the newest and greatest stuff.
We just have a special procedure. So we get hooked up to it. You know, usually our hookups, 10, 12 minutes get hooked up. Then we're able to do a 16-port exchange,
okay.
You know, pretty easily, once again in about 10 minutes.
Awesome,
so
awesome.
Takes that process.
So I know primarily the cars that you guys see on my channel are older BMWs. Now they are considered older, right? Early 2000s, even the 2010s. But as we're getting into the new age, there's gonna be more and more cars, whether it's an EV or whether it's just a newer ICE engine car. There's gonna be a lot of cars that have ADAS systems. And now with ADAS systems, you have to have special calibration tools. There's gonna be a lot more equipment that goes into it. For example, we've got this Porsche right here, Porsche for all the P-car fanatics, and they're doing a whole ADAS calibration on it. You get to see people using them and show shop owners the capabilities of all these new tools. It's not every day you get to see someone rebuilding an entire differential assembly at a car show. It's not every day you get to see a Prius cut up either. Now I can spend the next few hours here just stopping by several booths with manufacturers that I use every day in my shop, but as you can see, there's just so much. I mean, there's so much to show you guys. There's something that you just have to check it out. If you're in the industry, whether you're a shop owner, technician, service advisor, there's something for everyone here, and there's a lot of new stuff that you probably didn't even know existed. And for me, I'm just gonna walk around here a little bit, and hopefully I'll find something that's interesting for me, and I'll show that to you guys as well. I got M2 stuff. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, good. How you doing?
Pretty good. Do you guys have any things for F80, M3? So right there, as you guys saw, they have a bunch of exhaust options. They've got a lot of carbon fiber diffusers, airbox covers. So you know a lot of the manufacturers that you guys probably see, a lot of social media companies that are selling a lot of these newer car parts, whether it's for your McLaren 720S or your brand new G80. A lot of these people are using manufacturers that they might find at the AAPEX show and just putting their name on it. But in reality, it's made by that manufacturer. If you are a company that you're looking into getting into a market like that, this is a spot where you might be able to find manufacturers for certain parts that you want to sell. A lot of things going on right now. There's a press conference happening in the back. We've got a lot of things for the shop owner themselves, or all kinds of shop marketing, shop management systems, all the software side of things, and see how it actually works. So now we're upstairs. We got out of Joe's Garage. So around Joe's Garage, we had all of those demos, live demos going on. Then we had a lot of those private manufacturers that you can actually hire, and you can use them to build any kind of parts that you want, even drop ship if you really wanted to. Now up here, there's gonna be some more brands that you actually already recognize. These are some of the manufacturers that we use every day, whether it's bearings from SKF, whether it's belts from Continental, or a lot of parts from Bosch. Let's take a quick look around. We have CRC, there's a lot of brake cleaners, a lot of the mass airflow sensor cleaners, a lot of fluids and lubricants and stuff like that. Right here is a whole booth. Hey, we need one of these, but we have so many cars that we're always trying to charge. They're all outside at night sometimes, and I went through so many car chargers, battery chargers, because at night when it like condensation and stuff ruins them. But look at this, they're charging a battery while it's raining on the charger. Let's see how many of these parts we actually have on our daily E46 wagon. All right, we're gonna start right here. We've got Mobil 1 oil that we use sometimes. We also use liquid moly. I'm sure they're here also. So 2 SEMAs ago, when we were here, our rear shock popped off of our E46 wagon. That might have been actually 4 years ago now. But our rear shock popped off, so I had to go to AutoZone, and there's a KYB. Both of the shocks in the back are KYB shocks.
Now this is where my mic started messing up, and probably because of all the interference everywhere, but I am going to be voicing over a lot of the following sections.
When I got my first car, it was a 2001 330i, and someone was charging me almost 200 bucks to do an oil change. So I went and got my new tools from Harbor Freight, and I also went to Walmart and I picked up 2 bottles of Valvoline 5W40 engine oil. So we've got one of our tensioner, it's a hydraulic tensioner pulley, is made by Dayco. Let's keep going. Victor Reinz, our valve cover gasket, and then also our oil pan gasket, miscellaneous O-rings, all Victor Reinz. So I've used the Shell Rotella T6 diesel oil multiple times because it's got some good cleaning properties. Oh, there's a T6 right there. TYC, on one of our cross-country road trips,
Our AC stopped working. It ended up being the actual AC fan, so we got a TYC fan in there.
So, a long way of answering the question. Creating best management of returning customers. Could we not?
Stabilis, we've got our hoods and our trunk struts made by Stabilis. Stabilis, however you say it.
Bando, and not like the rap song, we've got their belts in our car.
Okay, Arnott, we've installed quite a few of their rear airbag solutions for the X5s. Interstate batteries, so our battery is actually made by Interstate and we got it from Costco.
So, a long way of answering the question.
Now we've got a bunch of parts made by ZF and their sister companies, but the main one would be the ZF 5HP19 transmission.
Car gets a little funky when you're eating in it or you're just sitting musking in that smell. We got some little trees in there to clear all that up. Ooh. This is a scratch and sniff? Having one of these at the house, you just zoom through it every day.
Now before my YouTube days, I remember using Seafoam for the first time, and I smoked out my entire parents' neighborhood. It must have looked like something was on fire. But Seafoam has actually worked quite a few times, but I never actually filmed a video on it. Ajusa, which I'm probably saying wrong, we've got quite a few O-rings and gaskets from them. And then right across from them was CRP. So CRP, I get all my hose from there. We got power steering hose, and we got coolant hose. From Pentosan, we've got our transmission fluid, and I know they make a bunch of other fluids too. We've got Rhine.
Our expansion tank and our upper and lower radiator hose.
From Mall, we've got quite a few gaskets as well as oil filters. They also have a couple of other sister companies like Bear, and I know we've got a lot of cooling system components from them as well.
Now that one time we blew our transmission racing that Toyota Corolla on the freeway, we actually used a Touran transmission jack to pull it and replace it.
We've done cross-country trips in so many of our BMWs, and trust me, we've blown a lot of expansion tanks and leaked a lot of coolant. And Peak is always there in a lot of the auto parts stores, and we always use their Peak European formula.
Now our air filter and sometimes our oil filter is also made by Man Filter, Man Hummel, the 9254X. That's that oil filter code right there.
Now we don't have a MagnaFlow muffler on our wagon, but we're open to it. But I did use a MagnaFlow muffler for my first ever exhaust mod on my first car, the E46 330i. Autel has a bunch of different scanners from the top of the line all the way to the most basic beginner OBD2 scanners. Hella makes hella parts for our cars, and we've got a bunch of them.
Some of our headlight assemblies or the headlight bulbs themselves, or not the headlight bulbs, but the headlight sensors. Bunch of sensors made by... See, you learn something new every day. You know, Hella and Paget, same company of brands, because we've used Paget brake pads before as well. Now, one of my favorite daily driver brake pad companies is Akebono. I've got the Akebono Euro pads on the wagon. They've been on there for like, I hate to admit it, close to 70,000 miles. They're probably due for a change, but they rarely leave off any dust on the wheels. They're just great for a daily driver. Continental almost in every part of the car, but we've got their AC belt on our 5PK, I don't remember the rest of the numbers, and we also got extreme contact tires. 5-minute job can quickly turn into a 20-hour job if you break a bolt. That's why we always use PB Blaster to crack all those nuts open. Gotta blast the nuts right off.
Now we've got Liqui Moly, we've got all of their fluids. They've got flushes, differential fluid, transmission fluid, all kinds of fluids.
The NGK BKRE6QUP spark plugs. We've got a Dorman window regulator. We've got a few things from Bosch, ignition coils. We also have their wipers and quite a few other things that I'm forgetting. Now, we've already been at this for a few hours. We can keep going for hours and hours. There are just so many companies, so many manufacturers, so many tools, a lot of the stuff that we do use every day without even knowing. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really appreciate and very grateful for this opportunity from AAPEX and for all the support that you guys continue to give us day by day with all the collaborations and everything else that we do. Thank you guys for watching. Can't wait to see you guys in our next video.